Question 18, we've got a pair of simultaneous equations that I want to solve algebraically. They're not quadratic ones, so I can just do it with the elimination method on there. All right, in order to do that, I have to get either the coefficients of the x the same or the coefficients of the y the same. And by coefficients, I just mean the numbers in front of them. I'm going to make the x's the same. Why not? Like I say, it doesn't make any difference as long as you do want them. All right, so to get the x's the same, I would need to times the top equation by 2 and the bottom equation by 5 to get them to be 10. So if I times the top equation by 2, I'm going to get 10x minus 4y is equal to 44. Bottom equation by 5, I'm going to get 10x plus 15y equals 5 times 5 is 25. Yeah, okay. All right, next job, I've now got the x's the same, okay? So these ones are the same, so I have to look at the signs in front of the x's. Now the signs in front of the x's are both pluses, so those signs are the same. So because those signs are the same, we're going to subtract lots of s's there. All right, 10x minus 10x is nothing. Minus 4y, take away 15y is minus 19y. 44, take away 25 gives me 19. Okay, so then 0 minus 19y equals 19. You can kind of ignore your 0 because it's not there. Minus 19y equals 19. Take your minus 19 across the other side where it becomes a divide. 19, so y equals 19 divided by minus 19, which is minus 1. I can fill that in down there. Okay, once you figured out what y is, you can then substitute back into one of the original equations to find x. I'm going to go for that one. Don't know why, I just felt like it. So that means I've got 2x. Plus 3y, well that's 3 times minus 1, so 3 times minus 1 is minus 3, equals 5. Taking minus 3 across the other side, because this like plus minus just becomes a minus sign. Take that across the other side, it becomes a plus. So 2x is equal to 5 plus 3, which is 8. X is equal to 4, so your answer is 4 there. Okay, next part, and this is something called completing the square. Write x squared minus 6x plus 4 in the form x plus a squared plus b. This is basically just a method you have to memorize it, so if you can't remember how to do it, get yourself on Maths Watch or whatever and just learn it, okay? Alright, so to get the a in front of the bracket, so I've got the x always appears there. To get this a here, you basically just half this number there. Half minus 6 is minus 3, okay? Then what you need to do is you always have to subtract the square of this number here, okay? And that's because if you were to times the brackets out, that bit would appear, so you need to get rid of it, and it's always subtract. So minus 3 squared is 9, so subtract 9. You then need to bring the plus 4 down that was in the original equation, just bring that down to there. Alright, last step is just to simplify that, so this becomes x minus 3 squared, minus 9 plus 4 becomes minus 5. Okay, so that's your answer there. Okay. Next bit is then to solve that equation equals 0. Okay. So instead of actually solving the equation that they've got us, because they've said use your answer to part B there, we're going to use what we've just worked out. So we're going to take that x minus 3 squared minus 5 equals 0. Okay, and we're going to solve that. We can do this quite nicely because the whole point of completing the square is the x only appears in one place, so you can just move everything else away from it and it gets left on its own. Alright, moving the 5 across, I've now got x minus 3 squared equals 5. Square, the opposite of square is square root. Remember, when you do a square root, you should get a plus and a minus. So x minus 3 is equal to plus or minus 5, okay? Reason being, if you think of something like the square root of 9, you usually get 3, but you can also get minus 3 as well, because minus 3 times minus 3 gives you 9 back, so that's why we do that. Alright, and then lastly, we're going to take the 3 across, so I've got x is equal to plus or minus root 5 plus 3. Okay, we want our answer at 1 decimal place, so we get our trusted friend, Mr. Calculator, and I'm going to write root 5 plus 3 equals 5.2 to 1 decimal place, so that is my first answer. And then for the second one, you put a minus in front of the root 5, and that gives me, to 1 decimal place, 0.8.